Well, Japan had 3 opportunities to take semi-final spots in the women's doubles draw. Baek Hainan and Lee So-hee made sure that one of them was taken out. 2 Chinese and 2 Korean pairs in the quarters. And we saw earlier that Chen Qingchen and Ji Fan have already made it through as well.
Iwanaga and Nakanishi, Japan, versus Zhang and Zheng, China, Court 1.
Well, it's going to be an interesting battle, this one.
Hello.
So it's the first meeting between these two.
Okay. Now we toss, okay, break in white, and you give you right and you break. Okay, you this side and serve or receive. Who? You serve and receiver. You, okay.
So Iwanaga and Nakanishi win the toss of the coin and elect sides. I would argue a wise decision here inside the Singapore Indoor Arena. As we take a look now at our 2 pairs today. This is 24-year-old Rin Iwanaga from Yanai in Yamaguchi, Japan. Around 5'5" in height. They're 20 in the world at the moment. They were up at number 15 at the back end of last year for the period of about 1 month, about 4 weeks. To the end of December. This is her partner, Ki Nakanishi. 3 years older at 27. She's from Sagamihara, which is Kanagawa. In Kanto, a region of Honshu. A little bit taller at 5'7". Silver medalist last year at the 22 Asian Games. And they've had a run this week. Look at that. Retirement from Pearly Tan. She fell on her elbow in that round 1 match on day 2. Apriyani Rahayu and Siti Ramadanti didn't quite have enough yesterday in the round of 16. It went to 3. It went the distance. Great performance from this Japanese pair. Zhang Shushan is from Luzhou in Sichuan, China. She's about 5'6" in height. They're ranked number 4 currently for a week last month. They were up at number 2 in the rankings. Runners up here this year, last year at the Singapore Open. Her partner Zheng Yu is 4 years older at 27. She's from Shandong province in China. And they've just slipped a couple of places in the rankings of late, but still very much up there. Straight games performances so far this week in the round of 32 and the round of 16. They'll be feeling pretty fresh as they get into this quarterfinal. There's Benjamin Kuo from Chinese Taipei. He's our chair umpire for this one. And back on court, Trish Gubb, this time as service judge. Well, it's been a while since this Japanese pair, Iwanaga and Nakanishi, have taken a title, the Russia Open back in 2018.
Ladies and gentlemen, am I right? Lin Iwanaga and here Nakanishi, Japan. And on my left, Zhang and Zheng, China. Zhang serve to Kie Nakanishi. Level. Play.
Well, it's going to be a tough ask, I think, Chris Langridge, for this Japanese pair. I mean, they are having a good week. They've come through against some tough opponents, but they haven't really won much on the World Tour for quite some time. And Zhang and Zheng are on their day. Fantastic.
Yeah, I'd definitely say on paper it's a big ask, but then as you said, the last 2 rounds from the Japanese, they've beaten 2 top 10 pairs, which is quite incredible. I think something that's amazing to see as well, I'd say Japanese are not young as in age, but what they've been allowed to do is almost grow as players, and then they haven't been playing on the World Tour for a long time, not like 10 years or anything like that, which some players of their age maybe could have. But it's amazing that they're allowed to grow in Japan, and this is why Japan has so much depth, especially in ladies doubles. You know, there are players that are almost from the clubs, and they're of such a high level, and then tour, and you know, they're top 30 in the world, which is phenomenal. They have probably the ladies doubles nationals in Japan. I can imagine it will be such a strong event.
I can only imagine. I remember when I first started commentating, what, 7 or 8 years ago now. At the time, no challenge.
I think the drift did bring that back in, almost like a banana.
Yeah, look at that. You could even see from that angle. Yeah, I can't remember if it was women's doubles or women's singles at the time, but in 2016, 40 out of the top 80 in the world, 50% of the world rankings in a particular event. It might have been singles with Japanese. It was amazing. The depth between 50 and 80 in the world was just, there's so many players. Well, good save from Iwanaga, I think it was.
I'd say already early on, Japanese have scored 3 points, but 2 of them, the Chinese, have made fairly simple mistakes. This one here, I think it's because she was shocked that the Japanese actually got it back. You can see from her face she's frustrated. That's 2 points already.
Yeah, good leave from Zheng Yu.
Service over. 4-2.
Do you know anything about the training setup in China? I mean, do players like Zhang Xixian and Zheng Yu, are they training day in, day out with the likes of CHN and JPN, or it's such a big country? I mean, how does that work? Do you know much?
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm confident that in China they have a national center where all national players would train together, whereas in Japan I think it's slightly different. From what I understand, in Japan you have a team that you represent, which is almost like a business. And you're based at your team, and then they come together for national camps, but it's not like other countries where they have a national centre. That's my understanding. It could have changed, but that's what it definitely was in the past, whereas China, you know, most countries have a national centre where all the best players in the world train together. And for me personally, I do think that concept works slightly better, especially in the doubles categories, because you need the variation, you need other players to be able to feed each other and work together.
To spar against.
To spar, yeah.
Zheng Xixian into the mid-court. And Nakanishi this time just couldn't quite get the racket ready. Good net return. Holding the attack well, the Japanese. Oh, she's found the line. Zheng Yu with that backhand.
It's good defense, I think, all round. I'd say I wouldn't pick out one of the ladies who has a massive smash on the court, so I think all pairs can they can defend, and they've shown already in that rally that it's definitely possible.
Well, I think the Chinese coach would agree exactly with what you said. He was almost encouraging his players to push up the court in defense then, as that rally ended.
Yes, the legend Zhang.
Check.
Well, not sure what happened with Iwanaga then. That service return, almost 2 meters off court.
I do think a forehand serve in ladies doubles especially is a weapon, because it's so much more deceptive if you do flick.
Yeah, just a quick flick of the wrist with the same action, yeah.
But I think in the complex bit is having a tight low serve, but I've got to say, it's a pretty good from Zheng. It's pretty tight low serve she's got.
Yeah, I remember at the beginning of the year when, might have been the Swiss Open or the Orleans, when so effective.
Sharp, very sharp on that.
Especially in an arena that was a bit slower, and she could really attack that drive.
Definitely, I'd say down the end they have the bit of fear that she could do that quick flick or that quick drive and it's into the wind, and they're sharp on that. It's not a good return, but very sharp on it. And that's a big lead, 11-4, and 7 minutes. I think we've had 1, maybe 2 rallies. It's not been many rallies. Chinese have been pretty dominant at the start of this.
Yeah, at 5-4, I thought it would look quite even, but the score now 11-4, 7 points the gap, and a good start for Zhang and Zhang.
You've got 2 pretty incredible coaches here as well, as in with their resumes going on court. I'm very far away, but yeah, you've got Park Ju-bong, considered one of the greatest ever, Zhang Jun, who is an absolutely phenomenal, both of them phenomenal mixed doubles players.
Yeah, I think Park Ju-bong is still considered perhaps the best mixed doubles player ever, isn't he?
He's definitely one of them, yeah.
Oh, it's found the court again. Big just forehand from Zheng.
I think for me at the moment, Japanese are too passive. They're don't get me wrong, they've got a good defense, but they're too happy to just defend, and they're not being active enough. No. They're not taking the shuttle early enough, so when the Chinese are attacking, they're on balance, they have time.
Seems like they're trying to play that big court game, which is difficult in these conditions. Oh. Well, another danger from that forehand serve. She's quite a tall athlete as well, Zheng Yu.
didn't move her feet, then she just tried to reach. She didn't really have time to move her feet. Probably wasn't her shot in that scenario.
Yeah, well judged.
Service over. 37.
She's neutralising from the back well, Zheng.
I think that's a long way out in the end. And the Japanese haven't had the attack.
7.
Much better, more aggressive.
Yep.
And they're going to have to try and take that on.
Zhang Shan maybe could have left that for a partner, but the shot was always going up off her racket.
Yeah, the problem was there when Zheng hit the cross court. It was too firm because it was still rising as her opponent could step in. Ooh. I think she tried to surprise her with a drive serve, but Zheng's Jian, she read it incredibly well. So the thing, the Japanese, they got a good attack, but I think that's maybe the third rally in this whole first game that I've seen them really attacking.
Don't do that. Service over. 9-15.
Quick warning from the umpire not to return the shuttle in that way. Off into the body of Zhang Yu.
So much more aggressive from the Japanese.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like they listened to you at the mid-game interval.
15.
As they were a bit too passive in the first and too happy to lift. They're now trying the initiative at the net. You didn't text Park Ju-bong, did you?
No, I'm sure Park realised it as well.
Yes. That's better. Zhang Shan with the kill. Sensed the opportunity. Quick to pounce.
Service over.
Yeah, just too low.
16.
You're going to see it here, I think.
10.
Here. It's a great move, but too low from the Japanese trying to play that net shot.
An easy opportunity missed for Zhang Shan.
16.
Yeah, Zhang there, she read it. She had it. It's just a comfortable mistake. She didn't even need to necessarily win it on that one. It was just apply the pressure, keep the pressure on the Japanese. Sometimes we almost think, you know, you've got to win the point. You don't have to. You keep the pressure on. If your opponent plays an incredible shot, you can kind of accept it. Otherwise, you're going to win the point, but it might take 3 or 4 more shots. That's a bit of a lucky miss hit there.
Going across the body, good smash.
Check.
Short lift.
12. 16.
You can see as Key's taken that, she's in front of the she's in front of the front service line.
Play.
Well, she's dangerous with that forehand. They've done that a few times, and she's hit through.
17-12.
Yeah, I think that's her favourite shot. Especially difficult with the left-hander having to cover. As in being a left-hander having to cover that.
Looks so strange, that forehand serve.
Yeah, I think it's quite deceptive.
17.
Oh, just wide.
14, 17.
From 12-4 up the Chinese way, it's quite a good comeback from the Japanese. Again.
Yeah, she moved to the net with a lot of intensity. Iwanaga.
I think Park Ju-bong's talk at 11 has made such a big difference, because if you think from 12-4 to now right back in at 17-15.
At the start of the game, they just looked to be lifting off all the time.
Yeah, really passive, waiting for the shuttle.
Yeah. Oh, what a net shot from Zhang Shan. Just seemed to skid along the tape.
Service over.
Must have stayed on the net for ages.
18.
Hit
Try and
block
get
and then making the right move. And
the
then
net angle of this would be lovely.
Yeah, just really, really good net shot.
She's missed again. She's got opportunities here.
Service over. 16.
Sometimes now the confidence can start to go in those situations. I think she's missed maybe 3.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world. It's just miscalculation, or you're trying to force her, you're trying to play too tight, trying to play too good a shot. She's got to keep believing and just maybe think, don't win it on that one, win it on 2 after, 3 after. Just allow it to get easier and easier, because you're going to put your opponents in more and more trouble.
Service over. 19.
Yes, getting a bit excited
16.
and hopefully won't pay the price for those misses. China have a 3-point lead. Yeah, good serve. Brilliant net shot.
Yeah, incredible net shot.
Service over.
And there's a
Confidence of Iwanaga then to
19.
play this net.
There's a
Zheng Yu just stood right there.
real battle now to try and get the net, which we didn't really have earlier on in the match. All 4 players are chasing forward, or one of each partnership is to try and get the attack.
They found a way through, the Chinese, who take an opportunity at game point.
20. Game point. Check. 17.
Yeah, used her height well there, Zhang Yu. So 3 game points in the bag.
Service over. 18.
Zheng Yu just off balance.
20.
A bit slow to recover. Yeah, well watched. I thought the first lift might have started to drift wide.
19, 20.
Return of serve straight through the defense of Nakanishi. The serve wasn't the best from Iwanaga.
First game won by Zhang, Chen Yu, 21.
And it took Zhang and Zheng 3 opportunities to close out the opening game. Good return. Advantage to the Chinese then. Game score 21-19.
懂吗？你要判断，有的人去等你的，你要打；有的人他们往前逼你的，那你冲，贴在边上冲，这要配合另外。然后防守过程中也是一样，他们俩是左手，正手杀你的时候，哪个正手杀你的时候，你记住，你就走直线。为什么？他正手的时候往前，另外人一定是头顶直线。 左手的人正手的时候，那右手的这个头顶是不是直线嘛？你就走直线。那头顶杀你，
Call 1, 20 seconds. Call 1, 20 seconds.
挺耐心嘛，别
Press uncle. Second game. Level. Try.
So the change of ends for game 2. Zhang and Zheng took the opener 21-19. I wouldn't say it was convincing for either pair. It's a bit of a scrappy battle out here at the moment.
Service over. 1, love.
Going through the middle of the 2 Japanese,
Service over.
causing that issue.
1, 0. Service over. 2, 1.
Well, there was a run of 7 consecutive points early in the first, and in particular that mid-game interval. And Japanese doubles coach Park Ju-bong must have had a lot to say. Difference in tactics since then. Much difference, Chris, in game 2, do you think, for either of these two? Or very much the same? Who can take the net and step forward with that initiative like Zheng Yu was doing just then?
Yeah, no, I'd say it's going to be the same mindset. I'd just say, except for that, the start that the Japanese had, you know, as you just said, the 7-point run, if you take that out of it, the momentum, as weird as it sounds, although they lost the first game, kind of actually is with the Japanese, just because if you take it from 11, you know, to now, they're considerably up. It would just be if they can continue that, or if the Chinese can adapt their game slightly to combat that.
Service over. 2, turn.
Again, a comfortable lift. And I think if you're comfortable, lifting's not really the ideal choice.
4. Service over. 4, 2.
Good finish.
Yeah, good attack. Japanese just got to get it down the sides. They've got to get it wider. They can't let the net player intercept on balance.
4.
Push it down the sides or relift cross.
Defense from the Chinese, but a loose error.
4.
Good defense though from Zhang then. Stepped in well at the end. It's the key. You want to get your opponent off balance. Get them off balance and then step in. When you step in, you give your opponent less time. Stresses them.
Yeah. Forces them into an even better shot.
Service over. 5, 4.
Oh, well, the gamble paid off in the end.
Yeah, I mean, that was a bold move, and then it was unbelievable that our partner managed to get it.
Yeah, it went straight through Nakanishi, who steps forward here. Somehow Iwanaga was aware of the danger.
I think it caught everyone by surprise.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just wide, the drift kicking in.
Service over. 5, 6.
Great defense from CHN. And a well-placed smash in the end.
Yeah, really good placement. She saw her opponent was just on their forehand and then hit it to their left hip. Right hip, just trapped her.
Yeah.
Perfect placement.
Service over. 6, 7.
thing when the net player gets hold of the shuttle, you've got to find a way of getting it, you know, away from them. And that just didn't happen there. As soon as the Chinese got this, watch here, net player just keeps going, and then it's too much pressure for the Japanese to handle.
Yeah, and it was well placed as well, going across that body from Zheng. Good return.
Yeah, it's good serve from Zheng, and then she's tried to take too much. It's not her shot. She's got to be calm and just let it go through. It's too hard a push for her to be able to get.
That's the slight danger of serving that forehand. She's obviously a little bit further back in court. I suppose she's more tempted to try and intercept stuff that's a bit further behind her. Oh, good save. Oh, it's in.
Perfect, yeah. They're going to challenge it, but I do think that clipped the line. I think that was perfect.
Line judge called it in. Hawkeye being called upon again.
Because that's kind of the safe zone, as it were, because the drift, when you hit a soft shot, the drift will just keep it in court, so it shouldn't end up going out. It's just clip the line.
Challenge successful. One challenge remaining.
So one challenge remains.
9-7.
For the Chinese pair.
Play. Zheng, you receive.
Just long. That did everything right. Good defense, just kept the shuttle low enough to force some problems.
8-9.
She's got some power, Iwanaga.
Service over.
So a couple of times she's hit through them.
8. Zhang, get ready.
Good turn cross from Iwanaga. Too much for Nakanishi.
Service over. 9.
She looked in a good position. Yeah, loose lift.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there on that left. He just mishit it, or maybe hit a knee or something. So it was an incredibly short lift.
Yeah. Well, it's 2 points. The gap. Yeah, just on the stretch. I think her racket hit her knee and caused her to mistime the shuttle. Iwanaga from mid-court. And 11-9, the score. Japan on the comeback.
20 seconds. Code 1. 20 seconds. Press on code. Coach. Key. Eleven, 9. Change you. Play.
So Nakanishi on serve as we restart this second game. And you get the feeling it's still all to play for. It's in.
Yes, great pressure there from the net. Just constant pressure, just keep it going down. Make your opponent do something really good to get themselves out of trouble. Just couldn't get it away from her at the net.
Wasn't a bad flick serve, but the return was great from Zheng.
Quick.
Oh, Zheng trying to intercept.
I think a bit of that was at the start of the rally there. The Chinese had so much pressure on the Japanese, but Zheng Yu, she didn't follow up quite quick enough to put enough pressure on. Otherwise, it could have been sort of 4, 5, 6 shots. The rally could have ended. It was a great serve by Zhang, and then a great third.
Service over. 11, 12.
Oh, again Nakanishi doing everything right, just doesn't have the end product. Letting the racket fall a bit low. Hard to see what happened.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure how she missed that.
There you go, Iwanaga, the partner, showing her how it's done.
Serve was a bit loose there.
Service over. 13, 12.
Well, it's point for point again in the second game. Neither pair able to make a run.
Great return.
Yeah.
Service over.
It's a dangerous return. You catch it wrong, drift will take it out, but it was played to perfection. Serve maybe a fraction loose.
Well, it's not her forte today, Nakanishi.
It was a great serve here. Difficult to really, yeah, it's gone up the return and then she's in so much trouble. If the return goes up, she's got to make sure it gets in a corner, and it definitely doesn't. If the opponents had to move a full distance, it just gives you that extra time to recover. And also if your opponents had to move a full distance, they're going to be off balance, so they can't be as dangerous.
14, 13.
Great defense.
Yeah, Iwanaga turning that cross was great. That's better from Nakanishi. Whipping it side to side, taking the net person out.
Service over. 14, 0.
You've been talking about the importance of that all week here, Chris, especially in these conditions where you can't play the big court. Zheng Yu just missed times this. Imbalance, just didn't quite get the timing right.
Play. Service over. 15. Oh.
She hasn't looked all that confident on serve today, Iwanaga. Takes a lot of time, which perhaps gets in her own head. Missed a couple of short serves. And that left-right combination working well.
Definitely say low serving is one of those things that it's very easy to overthink. Everyone can do it, there's no doubt, but as soon as anyone thinks about it too much, you can just play in your mind that little bit, because it's the only part of the rally where you're actually stationary, you're in full control. You know, every other shot, someone's hit the shuttle to you, or you're moving, or something's happening, but the serve, it's all up to you. You serve when you choose to serve, as it were.
Two cheap points.
Yeah, could that prove crucial?
Zhang Xuxian needs to refocus.
Told off again for hitting the shuttle away.
Yeah, it's twice from the umpire.
It's good though, it's good from the Japanese there. They're moving the shuttle around. The Chinese were on the attack, but they weren't on balance, and it made it difficult for them. And then as soon as they had the chance, the Chinese had to lift, and then it was great attack there. Good pressure.
Yeah, that was better from Xuxian, moving forwards.
16. 18.
This is a big, big point. Oh, and Xuxian moving forwards again at the net, trying to take the initiative. It's gone long.
Yeah, I would agree with you though. It was pivotal at that moment where Zhang, yeah, she moved forward and she took the risk, but it was at the right time.
Yeah, it's a good shot from Zhang Yu as well in defence. A shuttle driven straight at her. Managed to play it back with some quality. That's gone wide. Chinese back in it.
All of a sudden, yeah.
3 straight points, back on level terms. That's nice. Trying to make something happen again, Zhang Xuxian. Zheng Yu outstretched. Oh,
wow.
Brilliant from Iwanaga. Or Nakanishi, one of the two. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's brilliant. The Japanese are moving the shuttle around really well, making the court difficult, making it difficult for the Chinese, but making the court big. And when you go in the attack there,
19, 18.
it's difficult because I think Zheng forced it and then she put the whole partnership in trouble. And then Zhang had to kind of cover her. It was a great final cutout. And what are we going to have here? Going to have a flick serve.
You might be right. She struggled on that short serve a few times, a couple of times in this second game. Yep, good call, Chris. Oh!
It's the right shot. Didn't have to be as tight as that. As long as she just pushed it into court, because there was a big gap between the two players. This is actually the last Japanese pair left in the ladies doubles tournament.
Yeah, they had 3 going into the quarterfinals, and 2 have been dispatched already today. It's game point and a chance to force a decider. Another flick serve from Iwanaga.
Brilliant
Oh,
pickup.
great save.
What a rally.
Brilliant rally. Oh, confidence at the net from Xu Xian. It's gone long.
Just out.
Well, there's a challenge here.
That's a great rally. Best rally of the match.
Easily, yes. More in hope, I think, than judgment, but why not? You've got challenges to spare at this stage of the game. You never know.
Challenge unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining. Service over. Okay.
So 1 challenge remaining for both pairs now. 1 game point remaining. Still for the Japanese pair to force a decider. Forehand serve of Zheng Yu. Oh, she snatched at it. Zhang Xuxian let her racket drop for a moment. Could not recover her position quick enough. And the Japanese forced that deciding game. And to be honest, I think they deserve it. The first game, they started slowly, but they took the momentum halfway through, and they've carried that through game 2. So 1 game all, the second mirrors the first, but for the Japanese this time, 21-19. So it's a deserved deciding game. Good fight back from this Japanese pair. brilliant. And we were just talking in that break between games there, Chris. You said if the Japanese come through this, and that's 3 top 10 pairs they will have beaten just this week to get to that semi-final.
Yeah, which is incredible. And that first rally, if we think back to the very first game, how different that first rally was. You know, they're so much more aggressive. They've really taken on board what Park said, and almost like a different pair from the start of the match, as in it was 11-4 to the Chinese in the first game, and the Japanese weren't in it. You know, they were so passive. They weren't moving the shuttle around. They weren't really doing anything. Whereas now, totally different pair. And I can see, you know, it's obvious why. I know in the first round against the Malaysians, they had a walk, well, not a walkover, but the Malaysians retired, but still, it was a very close game. And then in the second round, they beat the Olympic gold medalist. The Japanese have had a great tournament so far.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, they're defending quite narrow again, but Zheng Yu's managed to turn defense into attack. Oh, off the frame. Both pairs using the rear court a bit more than we've seen so far this week. Oh, she's floored. Zheng Yu's down.
She's back up.
Good recovery.
Wow. Did incredible to win that.
She did, and that court will certainly need a mop.
Check.
Always a great point to win when you've come from behind.
I think she just lost the balance there.
She did.
Okay,
I think
thank
she
you.
kicked her feet together.
Uncoat. Uncoat.
Oh, her left ankle just sort of wobbled underneath her.
Zheng Yu. Quick. 2, 1.
Good return of serve. Zheng Yu on the full stretch. But a soft error from Zhang Xuxian. And Iwanaga again taking quite a lot of time to serve. Well, the body language suggests at the moment the Japanese seem on top. They seem a bit more fired up.
Service over.
A bit late with the racket, mid interception.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was hers. I think her partner could have covered. In the blink of an eye, that's all you have to try and make that decision.
Yeah, it's tough.
Zheng Yu.
That's an incredible serve.
That was a great serve, wasn't it? Seemed to have a bit of slice on it almost, and it just dipped. Trish Gubb keeping an eagle eye on that forehand serve. Only once has she been called for it this game, or this match rather. Oh, she's missed, raining down the smashes. Zheng Yu got a bit too excited on the final one.
I think she spotted it. Looked like there was a gap there. Yeah, there is.
Not much of a gap to go for, but she went for it. good return.
Service over.
Fractionally loose serve, I think.
4.
And it is just point for point. Bit of a cheap mistake there. Not totally sure what happened. Not sure if they got in the way of each other.
Here. Quick.
Good flick serve.
Great
7.
flick.
4.
And the variation, even down the forehand side of Kia Nakanishi, but enough to catch her off guard.
It's quite a run here now of easy points, cheap points.
Yes, the last 4 out of 5 points. Maybe even 5 out of 6 to the Chinese pair. Just seems they've lost their concentration for a moment, the Japanese. Cross smash across the body of Nakanishi.
Get a new shuttle.
Seemed to come out of nowhere. It's a good third shot from Zhang to set up the lift.
9. 4.
They're still looking buoyed with confidence. Nakanishi's down, but she's back up. Oh, it's gone wide.
Don't know how Japan ended up winning that point.
No,
Service over.
it almost went unnoticed.
Good to go.
Nakanishi, she must have slipped. I'm not sure what happened.
There's a point there where Iwanaga, she was almost playing singles. She did incredible to cover her partner.
5. 9.
And again, Xu pushing forwards, trying to take that initiative. Oh, just missed.
Would have been the right shot. Big gap there.
6. 9.
They've regained some confidence, though, the Chinese pair. You can tell by their shot making. Brilliant defending. They've got the attack back. It's superb from the Chinese.
Yeah, Chinese did incredible there because they were under so much stress and pressure from the Japanese, and they somehow found a way out of it. And then when they got the attack,
Well, another chance to towel down. Court's being mocked.
Okay, press and hold. Press uncle. Quick.
Umpire trying to keep this one going.
Service over. 10-6.
A 4-point lead. Arguably, I wouldn't say there was much difference in the ends in this particular match, Chris. Massive advantage at either end. For me, first time, I'd say no.
I would agree in regards, so I wouldn't say it looks massively like in the other matches.
No. Good smash from Nakanishi.
Service over. 7-10.
And Iwanaga worked hard there to keep the shuttle going down and force the lift. Oh, that's beautiful from Zhang.
Yeah, that was really good, really sharp. Push, looked off the net, racket ready, and then put it into the space. And then straight up.
To see that space under that sort of, she had no time to react.
Yeah, that was very impressive.
Superb. So the change of ends within this deciding game. 11-7 the score. And a 4-point advantage for Zhang and Zheng.
Call 1. 20 seconds. Call 1. 20 seconds. Press uncle. Press uncle. Then you.
So 5 points they lead, and the biggest lead I think since early in game 1.
Service over. 8-12.
Yeah, she lets that drift along. Good judgment from Nakanishi.
12.
When you're down the end, the Japanese are to try and take the shuttle as early as possible and get the lift, because it is still hard to lift. I know we said the ends haven't played a massive part of the game, and I would still go with that, but I would say if you're stretching your opponent and they're having to lift, with the side the Chinese are, it's going to be a good tactic for the Japanese.
Yeah. Oh, she's found it.
Brilliant, brilliant.
Well, much like Xu Xian's shot that took us to the mid-game interval, Iwanaga this time sees the big space.
Yeah, played to pretty much perfection. It's the momentum change, and again, you feel like, I know it's 2 points, so they're not right back in it, but the momentum has just slightly changed again.
Yes, completely. I mean, they were 5 points ahead, the Chinese, just a few moments ago. Good court coverage from the Chinese pair, and a big forehand from Zheng Yu.
Service over.
Yes, right across the body of Iwanaga. Bit unsure at the back line. Can't find the space this time.
14, 10.
Yeah, she let that one drop.
Lead.
Took it at shoulder height.
It's just gone across her and the swing's too big.
Yeah.
She almost wanted more of a punch than a swing in that situation.
That's good attack. Zhang and Zheng coping well. And I think Zheng Yu was a bit ambitious.
Yeah, that's where Zheng there, when she's gone forward here, she's almost tried to kill it. She's off balance, she's hit up. She needs to hit a softer brush with her body weight going forward and fully commit to it.
Yeah.
She's got to get that shuttle going down.
A little cross net would have been nice there. Pick up.
She just didn't know if it was in or out. Took just too long to the side and shuttle had dropped.
Yeah, we've seen both the Japanese do that since the change of ends. And as soon as the shuttle's dropped, your opponents are back in position. Service return sits on the tape. 5-point leads back again. Oh, that's superb. Zhang Xixian working hard in the rally. The finish from Zheng.
Yeah, trend. 17, 11.
And we're touching 70 minutes of play here in this women's doubles quarter-final. Tremendous start to game one from the Chinese, but since then, it's been a very even contest. And only now, late on in the third, the Chinese back in front. Oh,
wow.
What a save! That's incredible.
Two as well, one each. They both unbelievable saves.
18, 11.
So here, the first one and then the second one. Incredible defense.
Yeah. Pure reactions from Zheng. And sometimes it just doesn't feel like your day. And I think that's one of those rallies where the Japanese feel they should have put it away. And now they're facing a 7-point deficit. Oh, brilliant.
It's good, really good serve, but upward return again.
19, 11.
No delays this time. Zhang Xixian really keen to keep this momentum going.
Great return. Good touch.
A must-win point, you'd feel, for the Japanese. Oh, what a flick serve. So Iwanaga and Nakanishi with it all to do. Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, really good, really active. Don't think we'd seen quite enough of that. Iwanaga was everywhere there.
Flicker again. Oh, they're indecisive. Zhang Xuxian feared her partner was about to clash rackets. And half pulled out of the shot. Very slowly creeping back to the Chinese. Well, what an unfortunate miss from Iwanaga. And it's Zheng with that slightly unorthodox forehand serve these days, serving at match point. Oh, she's left it for her partner. Again, slight confusion.
Yeah, she went for it and then she pulled out. If you start going for it, you've got to keep going because your partner can't then change what they're doing.
Absolutely. So 1 match point saved. They need 4 more. But they don't have it. The cross smash from Zhang Xuxian sees out the match. I think the Chinese did well to keep their heads there after a tremendous start. And then all the momentum for about 45 minutes was with the Japanese pair. A good performance.
Match won by Zhang Xuxian.
Difficult conditions to play in.
21-90.
And they did enough. They kept their composure. They found a way through this quarterfinal. It took 74 minutes for Zhang Xuxian and Zheng Zhu to come through, but they did. 21-19, 19-21, 21-16, and a place in the semi-finals. Chris and I are off. We'll leave you in the good hands of Jill Clark and Steen Pedersen.
So welcome back to quarterfinals day here at the Singapore Open. 5 matches completed and another 5 matches to come. And look what we've got next. What a wonderful lineup in the mixed doubles, because it is the 3-time World Championship medalists and Olympic bronze medalists as well, Watanabe and Higashino, the number 2 seeds, up against a new Chinese pair of Feng and Huang, who've been in 4 finals so far this year, so they are in tremendous form. Well, when we look at the draw from quarterfinal stage in the mixed doubles, only 4 seeds. You can see 2 at the top of the draw, 2 at the bottom of the draw, but 7 different nationalities. That's always nice to see. 2 Chinese pairs at quarterfinal stage, but a big upset earlier on today with the world champions, 3-time world champions in fact, Zheng Shiwei and Wang Yaxiong, losing out. Winners from last week in Thailand.
Mixed doubles quarterfinal.